Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have a new, not series, but we do have a new rebuild. We are taking on the Houston Texans. Reason being is because Bill O'Brien was fired last week. I was going to try to do this earlier. I am just now getting around to getting the audio clips and everything. This team, I don't like it. I do not like this team whatsoever. I think they have the right idea with some of the pieces that they have around them, but this team is not a good team. Quarterback, they haven't figured out, but the rest of the team is an absolute disaster. You're going to see some players on the team that aren't supposed to be on the team. You're going to see some players that were supposed to be off the team, off the team. So keep that going. Like Irv Smith, for example, he's supposed to be on the Vikings. I traded for him. I moved this clip up to basically show off the team a little bit. Because let's just put it this way: wide receiver room is a disaster. At best, Kenny Stills has dropsies. Kiki Coty hasn't developed. Randall Cobb is a bounce around at this point, and Brandon Cooks has been bounced around, but I think he's one of the better wide receivers in the league. This edge rush is completely gone. Blacklock looks promising. J.J. Watt is a great. Menahue hasn't stepped up yet. Winnie Merciless is not good. Their cornerback squad is not good either. So we're going to show off some trades here. Brandon Dunn, Vernon Hargraves, Will Fuller for Irv Smith Jr., a first and a second of next year. Will Fuller was coming off contract, I'm pretty sure, as well as the rest of the guys. Most of the guys that I am trading are coming off contract. I don't want to trade anybody that will acquire a cap penalty. Kenny Stills, Scarlett, and Dylan Cole for a first and a first this year and a first next year, and Jannard Avery from the Eagles. Very good trade here. Gets us a lot of talent and, well, it gets us a lot of draft capital. Garyon Conley for McCole Hardman, straight up. Didn't think it was going to go through. It went through. We got McCole Hardman. We got our slot wide receiver here. So that's great to see. And the reason why I have no picks as the name is because they didn't have any picks. I'm pretty sure they don't have, a first and a second this year and a first next year. And a couple other picks missing just from random trades. Randall Cobb, PJ Hall, and a 5th round pick of the 2022 draft for Dante Pettis, a first round pick and a second round pick of next year from the 49ers. Gets it done. PJ Hall, he's good. I like him. He's only like 26, but hey, 49ers wanted him. Randall Cobb is not a piece that I feel like building around. So I wanted to get rid of Fulton. I wanted to get rid of Martin, but both of them have decent sized contracts, and they're supposed to, and so they're going to have cap penalties. A lot of the guys that are still on the team have cap penalties, like David Johnson. I would have gotten rid of him too, but I didn't need a power back as well. We're only going to run with a couple running backs since they're going to be gone in a couple years anyway. Hopefully, we can move on from them pretty fast. McCole Hardman and Brandon Cooks and Dante Pettis will be our 3 wide receivers. Irv Smith hopefully will develop nicely as well. Laremy Tunsil, Tyus Howard, and Max Sharping are our key offensive linemen that we want to build around. This 3-4 looks decent, but edge rushing wise, we don't have a whole ton of talent. Shaquem Griffin's there. Jonathan Gennard's there. We're going to start Jonathan Gennard. We're going to start Menahue. We're going to start Blacklock. We're going to start a lot of these guys. Whitney Merciless, we didn't have any really, any guy that I think could outplay him. Plus, I wanted to get him going as soon as possible. John Reed, I did move up to free safety. We're going to start at the best corners as well. I think this could be a playoff team. I don't think it is going to be, but it could be. So, Dante Pettis and McCole Hardman will be returning punts and kicks. I'm letting Hardman take most of the duties just to try to get him upgraded as much as possible. Who knows, if he earns an extra skill point from returning kicks, I will be happy enough. Duke Johnson and David Johnson are going to split carries on the power and third down back. Cole Hardman will be the slot wide receiver, followed by Kiki Coty and Dante Pettis. Bradley Roby, Eric Murray, and Nick Nelson will be the slot corners. J.J. Watt, Breland Speaks, and Shaquem Griffin will be the rush left ends. Blacklock and Menahue will be rush D tackles. Merciless and Menahue will be rush right ends. Sub linebacker was just Zach Cunningham and Bendrick McKinney. So at the midseason mark, we went 3-3-1. So we're off to a decent start. It's not terrible. Since we did not have the correct amount of defensive tackles, they went ahead and signed Jerry McCoy. So my defensive tackle wasn't even starting in Ross Blacklock. So his rookie season was already messed up. I was actually considering restarting after this. And then at the playoffs, we only went 8-7-1. We did not get enough to make the playoffs. Deshaun Watson threw for 4,300 yards, 28 touchdowns, 10 picks on 64 completion percentage. He had an okay year. Touchdowns need to go up. Interceptions need to be in the single digits. Yards are fine. I wish they could go up a little bit, but hey, good enough for now. Duke Johnson and David Johnson splitting carries did not go well. Plenty of touchdowns all around, but it's not going to get it done. I can tell you one thing: if you're gonna focus on one aspect somewhere in Madden while doing a rebuild, focus on running back. It doesn't matter in real life, but they will fucking carry your team. If you get 295 plus running backs in your backfield and a decent O-line and a decent quarterback, you will easily put up like 2,500 yards on the ground. Brandon Cooks and McCole Hardman combined for over 1,300 yards and a total of 15 touchdowns. Everybody else did not have that great of a season, but hey, it is what it is. I wish the development would have worked a little bit more, but you win some, you lose some. Bernard McKinney led the team in tackles with 129, Bradley Roby with 109, Zach Cunningham with 99. These linebackers are good. I think they just need to take the next step. I don't think they will because they are a little bit older. I think one of them is, I think Cunningham's 26, and I think McKinney is 27, I want to say. J.J. Watt with 13 tackles for a loss, Bernard Cunningham with 8 and 9, and then Avery with 7. J.J. Watt had 12.5 sacks, Menahue with 4, Avery with 2, Blacklock with 2, Bernard with 1, McKinney with 1, Merciless with 0.5. We did not have a good season outside of J.J. Watt in sacks. 2 picks for McKinney, 2 for Reed, 1 for Bernard, 1 for Reed, the other Reed, because I have John Reed and Justin Reed. 1 for Murray, 1 for Johnson. Forced fumbles. Let's see. I don't know why it's taking me so long. We had a total of 4 from 1 for Murray, 1 for Nelson, 1 for McKinney, 1 for Lonnie Johnson. 3 recovered. The 3 that were forced by the corners were recovered by the corners. Safeties, no touchdowns. So we did not really put up any points on the defensive side. Fairbairn missed 1 extra point after, excluding the block. He missed 3 field goals. So it's not too bad, but I just don't like the money that we're paying him. I never like paying a punter or a kicker, especially when you can offer $550K contracts and they'll accept them almost instantly. Cole Hardman did get a touchdown on a 66-yard punt return. So, like I said, that's not bad. I could have earned him an extra upgrade point. It might have. I don't know. Now, let's go to awards. NFL MVP. Probably won't have anybody. We actually have Watson at 3. I forgot that he was at 3 this season because he does. I just didn't think he'd be that high with only 4,300 yards and 30 touchdowns. Nowhere to be seen on Coach of the Year. Not on NFC. I don't know why I was on NFC. I think I finally realized I was like, nope, not NFC. Not an NFC team. Deshaun Watson at 2 for Offensive Player of the Year would have been nice for him to win it and go up to Superstar X Factor. Would have won us a little bit more of a upgrade for him. He could have gotten up to about like an 89 after the first year, which would have been real nice. Offensive Rookie of the Year, we do not have anybody, I don't think. Yeah, nobody. So that's great to see because that means we didn't do shit. John Reed and Jonathan Bernard and on Defensive Rookie of the Year at 6 and 8. Shaquem Griffin, Nick Nelson, Breland Speaks, and others were our biggest free agents. I didn't really feel like bringing back a whole ton of people. I did offer Nick Nelson and Breland Speaks like $550K contracts, just over $1 million contracts. Bring them in and keep them for a couple of years. Ship them off, not a whole ton of penalty. They could be good development pieces and good background pieces to our starters. Breland Speaks only 25. I don't know what his problem is. I don't know why he's off the team. Attitude issues, maybe, I guess. You would have to think a lot of these guys that aren't on teams that are super young are off because of attitude issues or showing up late to practice or just something. Here I will have a couple screenshots. Zach Fulton, we released him for 3.5. He no longer had a penalty. We released Duke Johnson for 5.05 because he didn't have a penalty either. And then we do go after Duke Johnson in free agency for less money. Now, of course, that doesn't make a whole ton of sense, but hey, some of these guys we are offering 7-year, $550K contracts. Others, like some of the older guys like Sue and Pouncey, we only offered a 1-year, $550K contract. Uh, we went after a whole ton of guys because there was no sense in not going after guys that we needed. If I need that guy, I'm going to go after him. I'm going to offer him a $550K contract if nobody else is offering on him. It just makes more sense doing it that way because I can cut him at any time. They're the cheapest deals that we can make, and it just. I hate when people complain about that. Like they're like, "Why are you doing $550K contracts?" Because if the player signs for that, they sign for that. You see how much Cam Newton and James Winston are making. Like most of the backups in the NFL are making more than what those two are making. Most of the backups are making more than what most of them than those two combined are making. Like, let's not act like me offering $550K contracts to backups is such a bad fucking thing. And no offense, if they sign, that's not my problem. And it's really crazy when you go through league signings position by position. There's only like 5 to 10 people that get signed by each team, and that's why you'll see, 70 through 76 overall wide receivers being in an abundance, and 70 to 76 overall corners being in an abundance in free agency once you get back to the regular season, because teams just don't sign them, and they make stupid contract deals, and that's just something else that needs to be reformed by EA. We do take the number two pick, a third rounder of next year and a sixth rounder next year, flip it for number 4 of this year and number 6 of this year. Then we end up trading the number 4 pick, a third rounder of this year and a fourth, for a first and a second. I want some players here. Marlin Dunn is the top of my board. 6'3", 190 pounds, 22 years old, slot out of Michigan, corner, B+ zone coverage, looks great, 78 normal, number 1 in the class. We took him at number 6. He's a very good pick. Man coverage could go up, but hey, that slot is really going to come in handy, because if you don't know, if you have a corner or if you have a wide receiver, always upgrade slot. It makes them just better overall at any position you want to put them at. Bradley Roby, a fourth of next year, 2 fours of next year, gets us to 1, gets us back into the first round at number 12 overall. Emmanuel Holloway, another slot corner out of Pittsburgh this time. Age 21, 199 pounds, 6'2", looks like another beast. He's a beast. Number 6 in the class, we took him at number 7. He's a beast. Another big, lengthy guy that can play in the slot, can play on the outside, can play anywhere. Will Douglas, 23, out of Miami, agile, 6'2", 324 pounds, left guard, looks insane. The big drop off from A- to B is kind of scary in the mid-first round. Talent is kind of scary, but hey, we took him at number 12. He's number 19 in the class. I don't really care when it comes to like, oh, well, you took him at this. I don't care. He's worth this to me. Sometimes you have to take need over talent, and that's what we did there. Derek Oliver, I thought maybe I could find a balance back in the draft. This was not the case. He is not a balance back. He is only a 75 elusive back with a 69 receiving back. Nice power back of a 61. No offense, Madden, you need to get your shit together. You either need to find a better way to develop running backs, or you just need to make them more balanced and let us decide what we want. Because you can't get a balanced running back after they all retire. Like after Saquon and like most of the young running backs retire, you can't find a balanced running back. It's like you have to have a receiving back and a power back and an elusive back, so that you can throw your elusive back out on first down, and your power back and your receiving back when you need them. We do take Corey Calhoun at 104. He's ranked number 55 in the class. He's a good power rush D tackle, and that will do it for us, I'm pretty sure. We do end up trading 5, 6, and a 6 for a 4 of next year. I probably could have gotten a 3 now that I'm thinking about it, but you win some, you lose some. Got to move on. Got to make better decisions. Marlin Dunn will be wearing number 22. This is what he will be rocking in Houston Texans gear, unless he ever leaves Houston. So I think it's cool having a 6'3" slot corner, kind of like Trey Flowers. Emmanuel Holloway. Didn't really do much. Put the arm sleeves and the bands on him. Everything else he already had on. So 6'2" out of Pittsburgh, 199 pounds. So another big ass corner that can play the slot. So another guy that basically means he can play, free safety. Will Douglas will actually play center for us this year. I know it says right guard, but he actually ended up playing center. He will actually end up playing center, to be honest. I just felt like making the move. I don't know if I brought somebody else in or something. Derek Oliver will be rocking number 28. I only messed with the armbands and the tape and the gloves, of course, because I hate when they wear like black gloves. I'm like, no, that doesn't go with our fucking color scheme. Get it together. This will be the first time that you guys will see my new ending screen that I'm doing. I'm trying something else. Torrey Calhoun looking like a fucking beast wearing number 69. Looks like a fucking monster. Kind of reminds me of Henry Melton in that way. Kind of reminds me of Henry Melton just in the shape of his body. So we're going to have some cool new animations and transitions. So don't forget to go to my YouTube channel, push the subscribe button. Here's some of my latest and top videos. And don't forget to like, comment, and sub. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch for some live fun that we do over there every now and then. It doesn't show any videos, but like I said, I'm out. Peace.